This is the Bambi review. I didn't do an intro for this one, mostly because the drink that I was supposed to make for it that I had specifically picked out was fucking trash. So vodka and lemonade for this one. Yeah, I'll get you guys a good one next time. What's up? Welcome to Drunk Disney Reviews episode 5. We're doing Bambi. Movie came out in 1942. I'm just gonna say right off the bat, this movie has no fucking plot. It has no plot. It's just like the life of a deer. That's it. The movie has no plot. Super fucking frustrating. I can't. It has no plot, and it is very frustrating. I thought that it had a plot. From what I remember, I was like, oh, this is a great movie. No, it's not. Great. No plot. But we are gonna go through a couple things that bothered me. This movie starts off with like the longest credit scene ever. And then it goes from the credit scene to just like looking through the forest. And I was watching it and I was thinking, man, like this shit is like the animation. And again, I don't know if it's just me, but the animation in this movie just does not seem as good as the animation in other movies. Like there were specific times where I was like, this looked like a kid drew it, or it was just like super bold out in the outline of the character, and then it just not anything on the inside. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It looked to me like it wasn't like a good. It wasn't. There were parts of it that didn't look like the animation was really good, at least in the beginning of the movie. Later on, the animation gets a lot better, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah. And then like at the beginning of the movie, so Bambi gets born and like all the animals are running around. They're like, the prince is here. And it's like the prince. I didn't know Bambi was a prince, and that's interesting, I guess, because they're all just like, was the new prince born yet? Like, what's his name? And shit. Like, I don't know. And then, you know, Thumper starts like making fun of him and shit, like a child does, and he's like, if you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all. And here's my problem with Thumper. Thumper is that kid that just literally has no filter and just says whatever he says. He's cute and he's annoying, cute but annoying. And he's cool. It's just like, you can definitely tell that he has like that childhood energy of just like, guess what I can do? I'm gonna fucking do this. Look at what I can do. Let me show you what's up. Like he's super scatterbrained and he's adorable. Thumper's fucking adorable, but it just definitely has that energy. But again, it's just, hey, there's a kid that's annoying. That's pretty much it. Like there's no story and process, right? The duckling with the attitude is adorable. I love that. He's super fucking cute. Yeah. Now, when you start to see like the seasons passing and shit, that stuff is beautiful. The animation on the seasons passing is fantastic. I absolutely love that. But so yeah, there was the one part where Thumper's like, look what I can do. And it reminded me of the TikTok where it's like, I have to show you something what I do. And it just, that's it. That's what I saw. And then there was a part where Bambi was like, I'm hungry, mother. And she looks at him. She's like, yep. And does nothing. I thought that shit was hilarious. She's just like, yep, you're hungry. Cool, bro. So I noticed this movie's only just over an hour long. And I remember as a kid, Bambi's mom dying like within the right after the credits, right? I remember it happening super early in the movie. Bambi's mom dies like halfway through the movie. It's not immediate, right? And it's honestly, it's not that sad. I'm gonna say it, hot take, Bambi's mom dying is not sad.
But Bambi is a cartoon.
You didn't cry when Bambi's mother died?
Yes, it was very sad when the guy stopped drawing the deer.
Okay, it's not sad. Mostly because, here's the why. It's mostly not sad because it's Bambi's fault that she dies. Okay? It's Bambi's fault that she dies because he was hungry, right? And she's like, all right, well, we better go get some food. Like, this motherfucker was hungry. And then, boom, she's dead. Like, because the hunter was out. After she already warned him about the fact that the hunter was out there a little bit earlier in the movie. It is 100% his fault that she dies, and it's not sad. It's not sad because he is the villain. Bambi is the reason his mom's dead, and that's it. And then there's like this weird time jump where it doesn't explain anything. It just like kind of just goes away, and then there was the time jump, and I'm like, what is this, fucking House of the Dragon? Like, why are there time jumps right now? I didn't understand. And then, so like the owl is teaching Bambi, Thumper, and Flower about getting Twitter pated about seeing a hot girl. And he's like, listen, you're gonna get Twitter pated, and you're gonna see a pretty girl, and it's gonna get all messed up. And the boy's like, nah, bro, we got bros before hoes. I'll never do that. I'll never ever be like that. And then immediately Flower just starts simping over this girl. Just like literally right after that conversation, they're just like walking, and then he just sees this really hot girl, and he's like, fuck you guys, I'm gonna go fuck this bitch. And he just goes over and does his thing, right? And then the Thumper's like, huh, that's weird, whatever. And then he keeps going, and then Thumper sees a hot chick, and he's like, yo, we're gonna fuck like rabbits, let's go. And then he goes off and does that shit. And then fucking like Bambi's just like, what the fuck, where are my friends, what the fuck? And then Feline, right, Feline comes up, and she's like, sup bitch, and she just licks him, and he's just like, oh fuck. And then he goes into like this heaven sequence, and it's just, and so just they're all just like bros before hoes, but then immediately go back on it. It was just kind of funny. And then right after that all happens, he's in Wonderland, and then some other big fucking like antlered deer comes up and is like, fuck you bitch, I want to fucking, like, he just like starts fighting him, right? And then Bambi just fucking, they're just fighting over the chance to smash Feline, right? And then he just wins. And then like I literally wrote in my notes that I started getting bored at this point, because I'm like, this is entertaining, but like there's no story, right? I was so confused. Like the part where they're running from the dogs is like a really cool sequence, like with the hunter and shit. And then like you hear a shot, and then like you see Bambi go, oh shit, and then like fall, and he's just sitting there. And this is right before the fire like gets knocked over from the man's camp and stuff. And then like I guess its dad or whatever comes up and is like, Bambi, come on, get the fuck up, let's go. And like, you don't like this, did he get shot? And if he did get shot, like how is he surviving? Like what, there was no explanation to that. But the animation when the fire like starts spreading everywhere is, again, that part of it is really beautiful. But the big problem with this movie is, number one, there's no plot, and second off, like there are so many times in this movie where Bambi should have died and he just didn't, right? Like he should have died when his mom died. That's number one. Number two, when he was running away from the dogs and he made that massive jump and like apparently got shot, we don't know. And then like when he just jumps off the waterfall and like falls under the water, and like dude should have died there. So like there are multiple times when Bambi died and he did. So that's, you know, kind of unrealistic. The last thing that I had a problem with this movie is Thumper ends up having kids. And then Bambi has twin kids, and we never get to know what their names are. And like that was the thing with early on in the movie. Everybody's like, "What's their name? What's their name?" And like we don't even know what the Bambi's kids' name are, and that bothers me because I want to know what their names are. So yeah, basically, like the biggest issue, I guess, that I personally had with this movie is that it has no story. There is no overarching story. There's no redemption arc. There's nothing. It's literally just kind of telling the life of him, and there's no like overarching narrative to it. So like, and I was bored. I literally wrote in my notes, I am bored twice in an hour and 10-minute movie. So my review for this movie is a 2 out of 10. Only mostly because of the animation and because of the fact that it's classic. I gave it a 2 out of 10, but honestly, I'm really hoping that, you know, the movies start to pick up from here, because that movie was fucking boring, honestly. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys being here and watching it. I had fun watching the not so much fun watching the movie, but I had fun making the video for you guys. I do really appreciate you guys being here. If you guys really like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you guys want to continue to see these types of videos, I would really appreciate it if you guys subscribe. It does really help me a lot. Next week we will be doing the Three Caballeros. That movie is going to be really fun. I've actually already had the drink for that one because I did that while I was at Disney World, and you guys will see that next week at the beginning of the video. I am very excited about this next movie. I've been on the ride. It's really cool. I'm really excited about it. Yeah, and also if you guys have any ideas for any drinks for the movies coming up in the future, please let me know down in the comments. I would really appreciate that. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate you guys watching the video. If you guys like it, I'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, guys.